The main goals of the power elite. What are the primary goals and methods used by the negative alien agenda and power elite in their quest to fulfill the Luciferian covenant and install the New World Order, a totalitarian and dystopian nightmare of consciousness enslavement? Many people still believe that the current state of world suffering, poverty, disease, and violence was created accidentally, and that what we see today in the global scape was the organic evolution of humanity since the industrial age. This is inaccurate. The power elite families have methodically and patiently grown their global agenda through specific objectives, which they sought to create through the use of social engineering and hidden technological mind control, along with gaining surveillance over our every move. Let's review a brief summation of these goals. Before and during World War II, the Black Suns promoted German idealism into mind control via their social engineering experiments designed by their German academic counterparts that were most revered and famous philosophers during that time. These guys were Black Suns, connected to the Bavarian Illuminati, and were used to infiltrate the most prestigious academic institutions worldwide with deliberate misinformation that would eventually be spread as the standard curriculum in most colleges. Many of these social engineering programs got their start from the Institute for Social Research, Frankfurt School, which was used by the Black Suns and practicing Satanists to endorse and spread a faux communist ideology that was really designed as a eugenics program. This Black Sun flavor of social engineering experimentation is being used aggressively today to target prestigious academic institutions throughout the United States, with a hidden agenda to attempt to destroy the American Constitution in favor of socialism or communism in order to rapidly enforce the globalist agenda for instituting the New World Order. Intentionally directing social engineering and mind control programming to dehumanize and demoralize the Earth population by denying them their basic rights to fundamental human needs and to generate depravity through increasing criminal behaviors, traumatic addiction, suicides, and growing the homeless population. This includes propaganda to spread spiritually abusive behaviors as socially acceptable in the death culture, like legalized drugs, killing others, pornography, and prostitution, that are distractions from becoming aware that the earth is being used as a prison farm for creating more loosh for the predatorial parasites. Promote spiritual abuse and the rejection of God by spreading the anti-soul or anti-Christ religions and their related practices that destroy the inner spirit or inner Christ connection that exists inside every angelic human being that is incarnated on the planet. Spread violent religions and replace the ancient Christos Essene Gnostic teachings and call it Luciferianism. Control the weather and climate by intentionally poisoning and polluting the earth and natural resources through hidden technology and secret military agendas in order to make these resources as scarce as possible, while spreading misinformation in the mainstream about environmentalism and climate changes. Use people's genuine concern about the environment as a way to manipulate the unaware population into approval for directing taxpayers' dollars and massive funding into the controllers' inverted systems via their organized institutions to launder money into approved projects like chemtrailing and gang stalking. These schemes are designed to profit a few in order to protect the major industrial conglomerates, while actually enforcing and promoting policies that destroy the environment rather than protect the Earth's environment. systematic globalization agenda, and economic terrorism used to eventually collapse the global economies in order to generate chaos and worldwide humanitarian crisis. To achieve this goal, the controllers must patiently orchestrate their covert agenda to infiltrate all world governments, divide and conquer independent nations by destroying them from within their own country, carried out by their own people. The first stages of this agenda are to fully exploit cheap labor by forcing indentured servitude in the impoverished populations of less developed nations, while cultivating more debt slaves in the first world nations in order to destroy the economic stability and financial power, to collapse the autonomy of that nation. This is designed to force economic, political, and societal collapse in order to force all nations into dependence and collusion with the one world order agenda. Control the bioneurology of the human population through electromagnetic signals, prescription drugs, medical devices, GMOs, and an assortment of toxins and poisons placed in the air, water, and food supply that generate many human diseases, while ensuring that the knowledge to cure these diseases is made unavailable to the masses. Promote disinformation and suppression of accurate knowledge within the hard sciences, academia, inventions, and advanced technologies, with the exception of those that are approved to promote the death culture objectives of the negative alien agenda and controller groups. Consistently control the mass perception of reality to be created in terrorism, cataclysm, and pestilence fear programming that is carried out through the beliefs held in the biblical revelations through an artificial mind control program known as Armageddon software. Armageddon programs are designed to trigger subconscious memories in the collective consciousness of previously hidden timelines of traumatic devastation that was caused by the negative alien agenda, such as the warring events that took place during Luciferian rebellion and Atlantean cataclysm. This keeps people in a constant state of survival and poverty consciousness, unable to develop the personal strength required to cultivate self-determination and personal sovereignty. The use of inverted systems in the non-profit organizations and religious institutions that are set up as storefronts used for international money laundering or criminal activities under the guise of humanitarian causes or charities, when the funds are collected for the express purposes to continue to enforce human misery and human suffering. Transhumanism and transgenderism are used to further promote the death culture's intended agenda to destroy the heart and soul, the compassionate and empathic divine human being, through the intended annihilation of the true essence of both the masculine and feminine, in order to disrupt or destroy the unifying potential of the androgynous light body in the DNA of the human being. The first directive would be to attack the inner and outer gender principle in all ways possible. The negative alien agenda promote counterfeit creations through inciting confusion in the death process, obliterate the knowledge of the light body and soul, spin confusion in sexual conduct and concepts of marriage and children, instill gender confusion in expected roles, and then start to blend human bodies with animals and machines. Child abuse and child sacrifice is an archontic deception strategy of the negative alien agenda. The negative alien agenda and Satanists prefer to use children as targets in order to harvest negative emotional energy or loosh, and as a result, child abuse, child sex slavery, child porn, child organ harvesting and child sacrifice are immensely profitable for those in the criminal network. The mind control used for gender reversal distortions are the most traumatizing, from painful memories existing between men and women being forced to abuse each other over and over. These gender distortions have been used to propagate some of the deepest levels of spiritual abuse, sexual misery, and personal torture that could occur to a race of beings. True spiritual marriage as a part of natural biological spiritual ascension was stolen from humanity through the negative alien invasion, and the pain of that theft and the emotional abuse has damaged many people's hearts. Human trafficking is the sale or barter for humans into slavery by other humans and non-humans. This is a massive epidemic on planet Earth, and it also exists off planet Earth and is referred to as galactic human slavery. Generally, a person is culled for certain purposes and then abducted, captured from their families, and sold or bartered for many purposes, including manual slave labor, sex trade, engineering, and manufacturing. The person is mind-controlled under a system of threats, intimidation, and torture to remain compliant and submissive to the acts they are forced to perform for their handlers, who may be human or non-human entities. In poverty-stricken third world countries, or during mass migration of refugees, children are grabbed from inattentive parents or offered a few $100s to take their child. This level of human trafficking brings in many hundreds of thousands of people per year into the slave trade, both on and off planet. Currently, the world slavery system is used to parasitize soul energy, but also to superimpose karmic exchanges on the masses, and is an important reason the negative alien agenda fights so hard to retain their control and access over Earth and the trafficking of its inhabitants. It is estimated that at least 8 million children worldwide go missing each year. It is estimated that nearly 800,000 children will be reported missing each year in the United States of America. 40,000 children go missing each year in Brazil. 50,500 in Canada, 39,000 in France, 100,000 in Germany, and 45,000 in Mexico. An estimated 230,000 children go missing in the United Kingdom each year, or one child every 5 minutes. Ask yourself the question, who is benefiting from the enslavement of human beings on planet Earth? Who is benefiting by having sex with our children? Every action you take to educate yourself, any action that is taken to help educate others on these topics, no matter how small, helps to bring an end to slavery and human suffering from servitude. Together, if we can understand what is happening on the earth and open our eyes to actually see these hidden agendas of Satanism and Luciferianism across all paths, we can unite to end human slavery for the future generations. This is the true purpose of the Guardian Host Christos mission, to support planetary ascension and the liberation of humanity from the oppressors. As we move through these turbulent times, remember that love is the answer. Please only take what is useful for your spiritual growth and discard all the rest. Thank you for your courage and bravery to be a truth seeker. Until next, Stay in the luminosity of your avatar Christos Sophia heart path. Please be kind to yourself and to each other. With a loving heart until next month.